What's the deal, man? Yes! Yeah! Hey, shout out to you for clicking on this episode of my podcast. Before I get to the episode, I would like to ask that if you're not already subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. It only takes a couple seconds. Hit the bell notification because it lets you know every single time I drop a new episode. Like this video, leave a comment, and I hope you enjoy the episode.
Let's go! Yeah! Yeah! All right. My name is Michael DeLu. Today is November 17th, 2021. You're tuned into episode 78 of Pull Up the Tape. And let's get it, all right? Before I get into today's show, I would like to give a shout out to every single member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Today is our Founders Day. Long live all the founders. Yeah. Shout out to the bruh. Shout out to the Qs. All that. All right. So to everyone, all the members in the NBA, NFL, regular Joes, whoever it is, enjoy the day, get lit, set some shit out, all of the above. All right. So like I said, today is episode 78 of Pull Up the Tape, and I got two things that I feel like are really important that I want to get out and address. And the first one being the TNT game that happened yesterday on the East Coast, which is the Warriors versus the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, so much to unpack, and so much happened, and I really had to really dissect everything and just let it out, let it be said. All right. And here's the thing. The Warriors beat the Nets 117-99. And it's funny because I was just talking to one of my dudes, Ashton Dennis, AD, Coach AD, whatever. Not whatever, but yeah, that's my dude, that's my guy. I hope he sees this. And he asked me, do I think the Warriors are for real? Do I think they're a good team? And I said, and do I think they're one of the best teams in the West? And I said no to all those questions. And the main reason why I said no to all those questions is because the Warriors probably have one of the easiest like first months of the season. Like the Warriors are playing a lot of teams that probably wouldn't make the playoffs in their first like 15 games of the season. So I said that, not realizing they're playing the Nets later today. I remember I didn't think it was gonna be later that day, but I knew they were playing the Nets up like soon, really soon. So I turn on TNT, I start watching the game, and I'm watching, I believe, like the third quarter. And the third quarter is where shit got really tricky. And yesterday was the Warriors' best win of the season, by far best win of the season. And this is coming off a loss to the Charlotte Hornets, which in my opinion they shouldn't have lost to begin with, but hey, it is what it is. So I'm gonna make it sweet, make it clear, all the above. The Warriors won this game in the third quarter. And one thing I want to say about the Warriors, and I don't know if this is an extension of, I don't know if this is, sometimes it's really hard to tell why a team is successful. Is it because of coaching? Is it because, the players mesh well together on the court, or whatever, or a mixture of the both, or is, whatever. But one thing that can't be denied is the Warriors' impact in the third quarter. So I looked at this stat. The Warriors have a 110 is their point differential in the third quarter. And this is the best differential by any team in the NBA for any quarter. So no team has won any quarter by as much as the Warriors have won third quarters of NBA games. So that means the Warriors come out locked and loaded in the second half, and they just blitz teams off the fucking court. And obviously part of it is because they have Stephen Curry. He's a nigga out here. Steph is really a nigga out there. And it's honestly, Steph hit 4 logo shots last night. 4 of them hoes. On 4 of them. Steph hit 4 of those. 4. Not 1, not 2, not 3. 4 of them. On 4 of them grave. And then also, it's crazy because I'm watching this team. It's a little bit different. You know, they got Andre Iguodala back, but I mean, he's old as fuck, so it's not like he's making such a great impact. But I have to give credit to Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole, their first round draft pick in 2019 out of Michigan, is like literally a stud. Like I can't call him a star or anything like that, but Jordan Poole is easily next year and the foreseeable future, if he stays healthy, a 20 to 25 point per game scorer. And he's just like he's like the mold of what the NBA is looking for at that position. 6'7", 6'8", wing, can defend, can shoot, can score, and can really get his shot off and he plays, bro. Jordan Poole plays such a critical role on this team because when Steph Curry goes to the bench, those minutes where he's not on the court and he shines. He truly does shine. Like, and it's amazing to see. Like, obviously, one of the reasons why the Warriors are obviously so successful this season is because of his maturation as a player and the growth that he's been able to experience this season. And then the next thing also is, you know, he shoots really well from three. Last night, he was 0 for 7, which is an anomaly. That's not always going to happen. That's probably never going to happen again this season, but it happened last night. But coming into that game, he was shooting very, very well from three up until yesterday's game. And then another thing that it's just the Warriors didn't have last year is the Warriors have a lockdown defender in Gary Payton III. He's playing, like, first of all, he plays above the rim. Y'all, I know y'all seen his highlights of him punching shit and just dunking on shit and just catching lobs and just slam. I'm like, God damn. Didn't even know I did not know and then Gary Payton's story is exactly why people should never, like, you shouldn't sleep on niggas that are in the G League. There are niggas in the G League that will be that will play critical roles on championship teams. I'm looking at some of them on the wall. Fred VanVleet, Alex Caruso, Gary Payton III. Like, there's guys in the G League. There's G League, bro. There's G League players on every single team in the NBA that are shining, that are studs, that are important pieces to their teams. Okay, don't sleep on anybody in the G League. Specifically, Gary Payton III. Like, I've kind of followed his story for quite some time because of who his dad is and who he is, and you know he doesn't have the best or the most conventional. And his story is the perfect. I don't want to get into the story, but anyways, he plays above the rim and he plays well on both sides of the floor. He high energy, lockdown defender, strap in, like gets in the passing lanes, just wreaks havoc defensively. You put him on the team's best shooting guard or a point guard and just sick that nigga. Get on him. Simple. And like the Warriors are just a different team than they were last season. And then on top of that, the morale of the team is different because of the simple fact that Klay Thompson is weeks away from coming back. Weeks. Last season, there was no reinforcements. And the Warriors actually have a deeper team this year. So honestly, as of right now, I'm going to say it. The Warriors, it's crazy that I can't believe I'm saying this because, I mean, I thought the Warriors would be a decent team. Didn't think they would be top of the West. God, damn. Best team in the West, best team in the NBA. Deep. They have one of, if not the best players in the NBA. And they have, like, it honestly, and their defense is vastly improved from last season. Vastly improved from last season. They're finally getting back to the, Warrior basketball, honestly. Like, I haven't seen, the Warriors haven't played this good since fucking 2019. That's like fucking 3 seasons ago. Like, what? Like 2018, 2019, that's 3 years ago. Because 2019, 2020 season, was it Steph hurt his hand? 2020 season, Steph missed like more than 50 games. Last season, it was just Steph and Clay. No, Steph, no Clay, and just a bad team. And I mean, it just there was games where they would lose by 40 without Steph on the court. Man, so I'm gonna get into the box score. Stephen Curry, 37 points, 12 of 19 from the field, 9 of 14 from three. God, greatest shooter ever. Hey, I want people to know something. And Ovia Tamakili can attest to this. I been fucking with Steph Curry. I knew he was something before everybody knew he was something. Me and Ovi played a game of 2K like 7 years ago. And guess who I picked? I picked the Golden State Warriors. I got ran because he picked the Nets. He picked the Nets with Darren Williams, Gerald Wallace, whatever. I'm not very good. At that time, I wasn't very good at 2K, but never. And then one of my presentations at community college, Cindy Body's class, it was a communication class. I did a presentation on Stephen Curry during his first playoff run when he went crazy against the Nuggets, when he went crazy against the Spurs. I have been rocking with this dude, and this ain't no dick eating or anything. I've been saying greatest shooter ever. We have been calling him the greatest shooter ever for like the past 8 years now. He is something. 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Andrew Wiggins, man. Oh my God. I haven't given Andrew Wiggins deserves his flowers. Andrew Wiggins for a long time has been talked about like he is a fucking bum. Oh my God. The way niggas used to, oh my God. The way niggas used to bash Andrew Wiggins, and rightfully so, because Andrew Wiggins should be so much better than what he is now. But it's just honestly good it's good that I'm happy that the Warriors didn't trade him, move on from him, and he's clearly finding his own within their system and getting more comfortable, getting more acclimated. He clamps on defense, he scores, he's active on both ends of the floor, and I'm just honestly truly happy for him. Still overpaid as fuck, but I'm happy for him. 19 points, 7 of 11, 2 of 3 from 3, 2 rebounds. Jordan Poole, 17 points, 6 of 13 from the field, 0 of 7 from 3, 4 rebounds and 4 assists. Let me get into the Nets. The Nets, piss poor fucking performance. The craziest thing happened. Kevin Durant. We all know who he is and what he is. A nigga out there. What? Kevin Durant is something. He had a season low 19 points on 19 shots. I'm like, I'm watching the third quarter. KD's getting great looks, but his shots just were not falling. And that's literally when the Nets lost the game in the third quarter. James Harden led them in scoring. Damn, I don't even have the points right here. I think James Harden had 24 points. He was 6 of 13, 2 of 6 from 3, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Kevin Durant, 6 of 19. Terrible from the field. 19 points, 2 of 6 from 3, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Bruce Brown, I think he had 17 points, 6 of 8 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists, honestly. So that was that. It was a good game, but I don't think the performance that KD gave is in like, I'm looking forward to the next time these two teams play. I mean, it's gonna be a little different because I'm more than likely sure. I don't know when their next meeting is, but more than likely sure Clay will be back, and I expect an even greater performance from a way better from Kevin Durant never scores 19 points. I've never what 19? No problem. Bitch, shut up. Like Kevin Durant doesn't score 19 points. That doesn't happen often, but it is what it is. That was a game. It was, in my opinion, it was a great game, but it got out of hand at third quarter, and yeah, it is what it is. So the next thing I want to talk about, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Okay? All right, so most of y'all know that Canelo just beat up on Caleb Plant. Was it last week? No, yeah, 2 weekends ago. Beat up on Caleb Plant 2 weekends ago. So here's the thing. So people have been wondering exactly who Canelo's next fight is and blah, 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 and, how Canelo's going to continue to build his legacy and blase, blase, blase. And yesterday it was reported by Canelo's trainer that he's moving up another weight class to fight another champion, okay? And here's the thing. At this point, Canelo's out here trying to collect belts like they're fucking Infinity Stones. Canelo is on his Thanos shit. I'm going to try and collect every single championship from every single nigga that I already haven't beat. And the lucky man is Iluno Makabu. I don't know if I butchered his name or anything like that, but honestly, I'm gonna give a brief shout out to him because he just hit the fucking lottery. If I would have got a phone call that Canelo wants to fight me, I would have shit my pants because I know that I just became. I don't know. I've never heard of this dude before in my life until yesterday. But I just know for a fact that he's going to pocket at least at the bare minimum $5 million to fight Canelo. Oh my God. I would have started. I'm not. My God is a good God. Yes, he is. Man, I would have started praise dancing, all types of shit. If Canelo called and wanted to fight me, oh my God. Oh my God. So here's the thing, the catch. To do this, to fight this guy who is a champion, I've never heard of him. He obviously has to be some sort of skill boxer to be a champion of his weight class. To do this, Canelo is moving up 22 pounds. 22 pounds to fight this guy. And he's moving up to cruiserweight to fight this guy. So I think it's about 20 to 22 pounds. And what I will honestly want to say is, even though he is fighting a champion, this guy isn't the best cruiserweight there is for him to fight. Like, there's a lot of other good guys that he could have fought. And after seeing and witnessing this happen, it's honestly clear that the WBC and Canelo's team are just legitimately like strategizing in who he wants him to fight. Because honestly, this guy's not the best cruiserweight. Even though he is a champion, there's other cruiserweights that he could have fought that would make more sense. And if I'm being honest, it just seems like they're trying to pad Canelo's resume. Granted, it is a big deal for him to move up to 20 that much weight to fight a dude, but it just kind of looks like they're trying to pad his resume to look like Floyd's, Manny's, Oscar De La Hoya, to where they're building him to be like, okay, this dude was like, when in actuality, Canelo is the pound for pound best fighter in the world right now, but definitely, like, when I think of like pound for pound best, like when I look at the UFC and just look at like Kamaru Usman and the way that Stylebender, Israel Adesanya, and like fucking Floyd, Manny, like they fought the best dudes. Like they didn't duck anyone. Like it just seems like, I'm not going to say it seems like he's ducking, but you could definitely tell he's being strategic with who he wants to fight and who he doesn't want to fight. So, and it just seems like the WBC is kind of behind him in making these choices, because BTS Sports did a poll on who everyone wants to see Canelo fight. And the two top choices, in my opinion, were David Benavidez and Artur Beterbiev. I don't know if I said his name right, but here we are. Canelo's not fighting either of them. And it's just kind of a little puzzling. Or even Triple G. Like, I want to see that again. And it's just a little disappointing that Canelo didn't decide to go that route, because it's like there are good boxers out there that he can fight, and I wish it was one of them. But nevertheless, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to knock Canelo because he's something. Canelo is something. Like, Canelo is no pushover. Canelo is no chump. Canelo's resume ranks up with everybody. Canelo's only Canelo's only glaring loss was to Floyd. Some people could argue the Triple G, the draw, maybe. And I mean, with Triple G, it was a draw one, and then he barely won the second one. So those could have easily been losses, or those could have easily been like whatever. But nevertheless, it is what it is. I mean, just being the fan that I am of sports and combat sports, I just always want to see the top fight. I just always want to see Canelo being challenged to the best of his ability and being able to prove, like, I'm a nigga, I'm something. I don't go fuck who you put in front of me. I'm gonna knock these niggas out. Line them up. I'm gonna knock them down. That's the type of shit. I mean, and I'm not saying that that's not where his mindset is or anything like that, but I mean, there is definitely better competition out there for him. So with that being said, that ends episode 70. Man, wow. That ends episode 78 of Pull Up the Tape. Shout out to everybody who's still supporting, who's still watching, who's still listening. I want to apologize for the hiatus. Sometimes, I get in my feels or whatever it is, and I go through personal shit, but nevertheless, it is what it is. I'm back. I'm gonna try my best to remain as consistent as possible and keep bringing this shit to you live and direct. My name is Michael DeLu. Long live Kobe. Long live Gigi. Long live Pop Smoke. Long live Nip. Whoa. I'm out of here. Stop it.